Hello, and thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. I'm Antonia, and I'm going to chat with you today about 22 different things that I would suggest on how to navigate the road to success. I think it's something that everybody struggles with or goes back and forth about because there are, whatever you're doing, whether you're an artist, whether you are a entrepreneur, whatever it is, maybe you're studying, there's always somebody that you come across, look to, discover, or think about that you think might be doing better than you. And then the pressure comes, and then you start to kind of feel a bit doubtful about the path that you are on or which path to even take sometimes. So I think we've all been there. And I just decided that I wanted to, I had the idea, I think this would be a good idea to just kind of put this out there, because what I want to really start doing is sharing more about the struggles and the trials over the triumphs, because I think that is what really helps people. And really what I want to do is I really want to help and inspire, ideally educate, but really I just want to encourage people to, trust in themselves, believe in themselves, and fulfill their potential and not be deterred, but also want people to know how easy it can be if you just have the right mindset. And also there's a multitude of other factors, which I'm going to dive into today. So the one thing I'm going to start off with, so number one, choosing who you hang out with. So whatever it is that you're doing in life, whether you're studying, whether you're contemplating what career path to take, whether you are in a career, whether you're thinking about maybe leaving your job and starting up a business, whether you're an artist, dancer, musician, whatever it is you want to do, if there's an idea that you have that you want to kickstart and that you would be living your dream pretty much, then that idea is with you for a reason. And the reason why you have that idea and you have that desire is because you have all of the tools and the abilities and the skills to execute this desire and make it your dream if that's what you want. Because you wouldn't have that dream if it wasn't, if you weren't able to, or if it wasn't for you. So even if you feel like that, for example, maybe you feel that, you want to be a musician, but you can't sing. That's not true. Everybody can sing. Maybe there's just a different way to it, or maybe you even trying will inspire other people to try as well. You just don't know where things are going to lead and what's going to come your way. So that's just a really random off the cuff example, but you know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to be, I have to be super talented at acting to be a really famous actress. It could be just one role or something that you do. Say for example, Brad Pitt, that was in, Thelma and Louise years and years ago. He had a very, very brief stint in that movie. And that movie propelled him to fame because he looked so attractive and so hot in it. But, he didn't prove any acting skills. He wasn't funny. He wasn't entertaining. He was just a guy in the road they picked up and he was hot, and that was it. So he got super famous. So you just don't really know, where things will end up or where they will lead. Brad Pitt struggled for years and years, maybe not years and years, but he did struggle for a few years anyway, before he actually broke through and got that part on Thelma and Louise, and then propelled him into Hollywood pretty much. So they're just very, as I say, off the cuff examples. But, choosing who you hang out with is very important because of the fact that you need to make sure that you are surrounding yourself with positive people that are not going to say, do not go for that acting role. You can't act. You couldn't act your way out of a paper bag, or do not go for, or try and sing because, girl, you're no good or whatever, because at the end of the day, if that's going to deter you, then, you're always going to have that little niggling feeling that it'll sort of knock or tap on your shoulder. and you're never going to pursue it. It's always going to be there. You're never going to pursue it like when people turn around and tell you not to. So it's very important that the people that you are hanging around with support you, that they encourage you, and they do the right things to help you and guide you. Because God knows, coming from a personal experience, I mean, being Irish and living in Ireland, we like to, and I mean, I definitely do like to have, a tipple every now and again. And it doesn't sometimes take a lot of convincing for me to go, okay, let's go. And then, of course, it would be, early hours of the morning, and then the next day I'm like, oh no, I did it again. Now I, spent the money that I didn't want to spend. I'm now hungover, didn't get the tasks done in the evening that I wanted to get done, blah, 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 blah. And sometimes then, even when it's like, with the same people, I would kind of say to them, oh, I just really need to kind of like, put the head down now, and, I just need to do this and I need to do that and whatever. I just really need kind of time to myself. I really need to save. And they'd be like, yeah, I get you. At the same time too, because I'd be having a few drinks. I mean, I'm always in good form. I'm sociable, I'm gregarious. But I still would always be like, well, I need to do this and I need to do that, because I need to be able to start earning money, or I need to be, developing my business or finishing a project. And of course they would, as a friend would, when you're sitting at a bar, on a bar stool, be like, yes, of course, I get you. But you're doing this and you're doing that. And they'd be encouraging. And I would think, yeah, you're right. That's true. But then we'd end up out. Money would be gone. Energy would be depleted. I would have, drank whatever. And then would end up just the next day going, oh, I'm so annoyed at myself, because I just didn't have let's say, the discipline to say no. Or even if I did say no, they might kind of encourage me a bit more. And then that encouragement, you're just kind of going, oh, I'm afraid of missing out. So, oh, all right, okay, I'll go for a little bit, but I'm only going for an hour. And then, of course, so basically what I'm trying to say is that, they're not the people that were encouraging me. I mean, yeah, they were encouraging me, but they're encouraging me, to their own benefit, because I was out with them. They wanted somebody to drink with. We were sitting, in a bar, on a bar stool. And of course, I was saying that I need to not be drinking as much, and I need to be doing my own things. They're like, yeah, of course, totally agree. But yet they'd be ringing me the next day and the next day, want to go out. And that's not helpful. That doesn't help me at all. That just, derails me and just discourages me. Because, sometimes, of course, they'll be like, it's not just like to the same pubs or whatever. It's like, to different places, or it could be different other events happening, or there could be this, that, or whatever. And as well, being involved in the music industry, I was kind of thinking too that I could, two birds, one stone. Maybe go see a gig at the same time too, but that would never happen. But it'd be like literally two different bars, whatever. So it was always a case of, oh, that sounds fun. Oh, I'm afraid of missing out. I mean, and sometimes, yeah, of course I would say no, and that would be the end of it. But a lot of the times, and more often than not, it'd be, I'd be more encouraged to go out than anything else. So the people that you hang out with need to make sure that they are supporting you. So that if you turn around to them and say, look, listen, I need to put the head down for a month or two, and, that's it. I just need to make sure that I am getting my shit together, that I am working on these projects until I get this project finished, and that's it. And so then somebody that would be a good friend would check in with you every, I don't know, once a week, every few days, and not be saying, come for a drink, but be more like, how is everything going? Oh, that's cool. All right, sure. That's nice. I'll talk to you later. But I think sometimes as well, when people even mention, oh, yeah, if they were to check in with you and say, oh, yeah, I'm heading to this event or whatever, that's just kind of like nearly taunting. So I think a good person would just not say anything. They'd be like, okay, cool, take it easy. I'll chat to you soon. Or if you say, what are you up to? They'd be saying, oh, not much. That's cool. Whereas if they know you and they know your weak spots, which would be to like fun events or concerts or gigs or, to fun pubs, then they know straight away that like you're probably going to go, oh, okay, well, because I'm kind of on track now, let's just go for an hour or two, You need to make sure that the people that are going to be going, right, I'm just checking in to see everything is going. That's great. Listen, okay, let's do, a breakfast or a lunch. Get in touch with me when you are ready. Allow yourself to come to them rather than, literally allowing them to, for want of a better word, I guess, manipulate you into serving themselves, because that's all that's happening. Because if you're saying and you're telling people that you are looking to, put your head down and not do anything, and they're messaging you to go, come for drinks, come for this, come for that, they're not really your friend. They're not really listening to you. They're just being selfish, and they're doing you a disservice, and all they are looking for is to benefit themselves, because they're looking for a partner in crime. So choosing who you go out with is very important as well. And just to kind of add to that too, I would also say that, you don't always have to reply to messages. Whenever I get a message, I always feel kind of compelled to get back to them once I see the message. Or if I'm busy, as in like running around or whatever, like could be in town or something like that, then I will wait until I get back to the couch, and then I'm kind of, decompressing for the evening, and then get back to them. But, don't feel compelled to get back to people, just because he messaged you. You need to make sure that you are being selfish with your time, because your time is precious, and your time is your time and your time only. And if it's not serving you by, giving your time away to people, then, stop doing it right now. Because what happens is you're going to come to a quarter life crisis, or you're going to come to a midlife crisis, and you're going to realize your time has been sucked away on things and by people that didn't serve you. And now you're in a spot where you're feeling you're in a dilemma because your life isn't where you want it to be, or it's not on track to be, where you'd like it to be. So you need to make sure that you are, looking after yourself and not feeling that you are being pulled around from pillar to post just to serve people, be it by your family, your friends, whatever. It does not matter. I mean, some people go, oh, but it's family. If someone asks me to do something, I have to do it. No, you don't. That is just literally that's an obligation. You're not obliged to anybody. It's your life. It's your time. We don't choose who we're born to, but we do choose our friends. So therefore, I think that it's even easier to turn around to your family and say no, because you didn't choose them to be in your life. And sometimes it can be harder to turn around to friends and say no, because there is a reason that they're there in your life, because you chose them to be there, and obviously you connect and you get on. And if you lost them, it's a bit more, it can be a little bit more dramatic sometimes than even losing family, because if you have siblings and you don't get on with them, it's like, whatever, I didn't want you in my life anyway, which sounds very adolescent and teenage-esque, but you kind of get where I'm going with that, at the end of the day, whatever that might be. You don't have to be obliged just because somebody might be family to do them a favor if it's putting you out, is what I'm trying to get at, okay? So being selfish with your time is really, really important. Now, on to the next one is having self-respect. And this is kind of going back to exactly what I was just saying. Self-respect means you need to kind of know exactly what it is that you need to do in order to achieve a task, a goal, a milestone, or whatever that might be. And you need to be able to kind of go, no, it could be anything and everything, to like, no, I'm just going to stay in for a couple of weeks now until I get this done and save some money. Or I'm going to, just work at this every day for like, at minimum 6 hours. Or I'm going to give up my weekends for a little while. Or I'm going to cancel some of the events I was going to go to. Or I'm not going to be eating as much junk food anymore. I'm going to go on a diet, or I'm going to go to the gym. It's basically having discipline. And in order to have discipline, you need to have that self-respect, because whatever it is you want to achieve, or whatever it is you want to do, in order to do that, you need to basically have discipline and self-respect. Because if you're not respecting yourself while you're, I don't know, maybe creating a career for yourself or creating a business for yourself, and you're allowing yourself to be, I don't know, you're allowing yourself to be depleted of energy. And then, in turn, then you're lacking motivation. And then in turn, you're lacking inspiration. Then you're not really having the right amount of self-respect that you need. Because in order to say no, you do need to have that self-respect, because it's about you. It's not about them. They don't care whether or not you succeed, because you're going to be around. They don't care whether or not you're going to make X amount or this amount, or they don't care. Nobody cares at the end of the day. They really don't care what you do or what happens to you in regards to your life and career, as long as you're the same person that they know, and as long as you're going to be around for them. So it doesn't make any difference to them whether or not you are successful or not successful. As long as you are the same person and they can rely on you to be that person, that's what they care about. So you need to be able to have that self-respect to say no. It's difficult, but yes, that's exactly what you need. And then the next one, number 3, is self-sabotage. And now I think that everybody's definitely guilty of this at some point in time. Myself, definitely. Procrastination is definitely a form of self-sabotage, because, maybe we kind of don't want to get out of the boundaries that we're familiar with. So as I was saying, somebody that's saying to you, yeah, I need you to do me this favor or whatever, or I need you to come with me here, or whatever that might be. And you saying no, that's kind of changing the dynamic a little bit. But if you're just saying, yeah, okay, even if you really don't want to, in a form, it's a bit of self-sabotage as well. But if you are not allowing yourself to up level, then you're pretty much self-sabotaging. And I mean, it's again going back to having that self-respect of being healthy, saying no, doing what suits you when it suits you, and not abiding to anybody else's whims or wants or needs or anything else like that. It's really about you and making sure that you are able to do the things that you need to do when you need to be able to do them. Because otherwise, what you are doing is you're just digging yourself a hole, because then you just kind of feel like that maybe you might be running out of time, throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the month, throughout the year in general. And when you're feeling that, then you're starting to feel pressure. When you feel pressure, you go into maybe a little bit of a hole of just binging on Netflix, or maybe you might be going into a little place of just, eating junk food, for a period of time. And, that is going to in turn then just change your energy. And when you're changing your energy, you're not going to be in alignment with the things that you actually want out of life. So all of that is self-sabotage. And I mean, yourself, all the different types of self-sabotage that are out there. Even booking a major opportunity, or booking, whatever it might be, and then showing up late, or, all of these things are moments of self-sabotage. So just be aware of that. Make sure that you are choosing the right people to hang out with. You've got, the self-respect for yourself that you need, and then don't self-sabotage yourself. On to number 4, not getting caught in the negativity. So let's say as well, maybe you could be working in a job. Again, you could be working, creating a career for yourself, possibly in college at the moment. You could be studying, or maybe what you're doing at the moment is you're setting up a business, or whatever that might be. So whether the negativity is coming from other people, could be online. Maybe you're getting some negative comments. Maybe you're getting some negativity from home. Maybe you're getting some negativity from your friends, from your family. Maybe you're getting some negativity from the feedback from your teachers or fellow students. Or maybe you're just kind of getting the negativity like from, just lack of grades or money or whatever it is, there's something that's kind of holding you back. So if you get caught in the negativity, then you're just kind of thinking, let's just take money, for example. Oh, I can't set up a business because I don't have enough money. Well, as we, I think, know by now, that is not true, because there's so many amazing opportunities that you can do online that are completely, totally, and utterly free. And I mean, even things like just, going on TikTok and on the regular, YouTube, podcasting, whatever, that you can do 100% free and build that up. So it doesn't matter what in life you might think that you are that is holding you back. The fact is, if you're going to get caught up in it, then you're going to be thinking about it. And every time then you go to do something, you're going, oh, do you know what? I can't though, because I don't have enough this or enough that or whatever. That's just holding yourself back. That's you getting caught up in it. And when you're getting caught up in it, what's happening is you are creating more of it because you're giving it energy. Literally, where your attention goes, energy goes. Where your attention focuses on, energy goes. So the more you're focusing on something, the more of that you're going to create for yourself. So if you're worried about your grades being bad, if you're worried about not having enough money or not being able to do something or not having the time, then, that's what's going to keep happening over and over. So it's extremely important to catch yourself when this happens and do not get caught up in it. Just flip the script and just start kind of thinking, oh, I do have enough money. Oh my God, I can't wait to start up my new business because now I've got lots of money coming in. And it might take a period of time. It might take like weeks, months, or maybe a year, possibly 2, for things to change. But if you keep doing that by flipping the script every time something negative comes into your mind, then you're going to be amazed at how positive things are just going to actually, come into your mind over negative things. And what's going to happen then is like more positive. Your life is going to be more positive. Positive things are going to happen for you and they're going to come to you. So, I mean, this is not manifestation per se. This is just kind of like, the natural like law of attraction technically, where, you're just anything that you are focusing on, you're growing. Okay. So if you stop focusing on something, then it stops growing. Makes sense? So on to the next one. So believing in yourself and your ability. So as I was saying, if you think that you'd like to do something, you don't necessarily have to be, talented in that particular field. You just have to want to do it and you have to give it a good go and put your time and energy into it. So even if you want to do something that you think that you've never done before and you want to jump in the deep end, taking a risk is something that, is going to get you places. So knowing that you have the ability to literally do whatever it is that you want to do, and having the ability just to believe in yourself and just kind of go, you have the skills to do what it is you want to do. You just need the time or you just need the money. And if that's the case, then you got to think to yourself is, what I need to do now is just give myself more time, give myself more money. And by flipping that script and telling yourself that, yes, I'm going to do this because it's going to come to me. What I need to do this is going to come to me. So I want to grow and scale my business to earn 50 grand a month. Then, all you got to do is kind of say to yourself like, oh my God, I can't wait to do that because the money is going to come to me to be able to do that. The people to grow my business are going to come to me to be able to do that. The opportunities are going to land on me that are going to give me the opportunities then to do that. Whatever it might be. So, just believing in yourself and your ability. And nobody is a one-man band. It's not possible. You are always going to have people around you that are either going to encourage you, inspire you, motivate you, people that are going to be coming to work with you, work for you, people that are coming to offer you opportunities and whatever that might be. So you can never become a success yourself. There's always people that come in that are going to help you there, whether it's a big step or a small step. People are going to be there to give you the right guidance and the right steps that you need to move forward in your business or in your career at any time and any level. So don't, turn away any sort of advice if you think it might be too small or it's not relevant, because it could be something that is just the advice you need at the time, but maybe you're just not taking it in at that time. So believing in yourself and your ability, you need to also make sure that you're aware that like believing in yourself and believing in your ability also includes having the ability to listen to other people, to take advice when it comes, to see the steps and the signs that are coming your way, and to grasp the inspiration that comes your way as well. Take inspired action. So you need to make sure that like if something comes your way that you can take inspiration from it. So you need to have the ability to have your mind open and have your mind in the right mindset of a growth mindset and a success mindset, so that, whatever you want to do, it is inevitable that you are going to succeed. If you start thinking about failure, then that could happen. But if you genuinely want to succeed at something, you just got 100% believe in yourself going, I know I can do this. I know I totally have the skills and the ability to do this. But as I say, you need to make sure that you've also got the ability to take on board what comes your way. So moving on to the next, having time to yourself. So I think there's a lot of people that do still to this day, even though we're in a major spiritual evolution, they still are caught up in the rat race. And I think that, having time to yourself is still something that some people struggle with. So, if you are beginning a career, if you're in the middle of a career, whatever it is, you need to not worry too much about constantly running that hamster reel of, going until you get there. If you are just kind of not feeling it for a week, maybe 2 weeks, if you can just take that time to just sit back and go, okay, I'm not feeling it right now. I just need to chill, and not allowing yourself to feel that pressure, just to give yourself that time out. So just give yourself time. Or even if you are, happy enough to kind of, work on your career, whatever X amount of hours of the day or week, then, just having time to yourself in general, just by going to a spa, going for a beach walk, connecting with nature, making sure that maybe you have like a routine that helps you on a daily basis by doing yoga, by doing exercise, by doing meditation, or whatever that might be. If you literally make sure that you are giving yourself time every single day and on a regular basis, then you are also allowing yourself to receive inspiration and receive energy and receive ideas. So it's really, really important to have that time to yourself, because it's not just about recharging your batteries. It's about receiving. So on to the next, allowing yourself to decompress, which is just what I was saying. So literally decompressing yourself by taking a bath, a couple of times a week, and just zoning out, and just maybe, because I think meditation is great, but sometimes as well, some people might, concentrate too much on meditation. So just soaking in a bath, closing your eyes and just exhaling, is just something where you can just really allow the body to completely relax. Because even when you're in meditation, the body is not 100% relaxed, because you're sitting upright, you're focusing on your posture, your breathing, you've got thoughts coming into your head, your hands are in a certain position, but just to allow every muscle in the body and every bone in the body to relax is something that, you don't realize you're not doing until you actually do it. So, even I was sitting on the couch there the other day, and I kind of realized I kind of clenched my stomach a little bit, because then I kind of just stopped, and I was like, oh, right, wasn't realizing I was doing that. And I can kind of feel it kind of relax a bit more then, and going, oh, okay. So yeah, honestly, just allowing yourself to decompress whatever way you like to do that. If it's just lying in a field, that is all well and good. Controlling your frustration is another one as well, because we all get so flustered and frustrated when maybe things that we're trying to achieve are not panning out. But also when we kind of, feel like that we're hitting a brick wall, hitting rock bottom, hitting that quarter life or midlife crisis, it's like you can get frustrated at times. And it's just controlling that and just flipping the script on that as well, and making sure that that the reason why you're being frustrated at the moment is because you're just lacking control. And that's all frustration is. It's just being out of that loop of control. So once you can realize that, the frustration that you're feeling is just because you're out of that loop, then you're going to be able to realize, okay, all I need to do is just kind of get back into the, decompress, or have some time to yourself, and just, don't allow yourself to be frustrated too often. And as I say, catch yourself when you do. The next one that I have is seeking advice. So seeking advice is something that, everyone has to do, because as I said, you're not an island, you're not a one-man band, nobody is. So having some advice, good advice is just something that, everybody needs, and you can do what you want with it. I mean, you mightn't take the advice word for word. You might just kind of take pieces of the advice or segments of the advice, or it could be a couple of words, the advice that you want to include in, a mantra or an affirmation, or you might want to include some words, that advice, just as inspiration or whatever. But just seeking advice on certain things, even just when it comes to, again, career or business. Because there's people out there that are doing what you're doing longer than what you're doing it. So getting in touch with people even that are in the same industry as you or in the same career path as you, but are just that little bit further along down the road, get in touch with them, feel free, and just ask them advice. Just, say, look, this is where I'm at and I see where you're at and I would love to be where you're at. And I just think that what you do is amazing and blah, blah, blah. And so I'd love to just, maybe sit down with you, buy you a coffee and, for you to give me some sound advice or, have a Zoom chat or just have a chat via message or whatever. Seeking advice is always really, really good because I think it can really put you on, it can change the course of your path. It can really just put you on a different path. So I think it's always really good idea to seek advice. So the next one is not giving a damn what people think. And I mean, that is ultimately freedom, not giving a damn what anybody thinks anywhere at any time. That is freedom. Because I gave a damn when I was a teenager or whatever, when I was a bit older. And then, I didn't pursue the things that I really wanted to pursue because I was afraid of people's thought. And that isn't freedom. That's actually, suppression. And now I know that, didn't realize it at the time. But, I don't give a damn what people think. But then it was really recently I was walking down the street and I was kind of thinking about this. And then I realized that, when you're walking down the street, even though you mightn't give a damn what people think, in general or at times, there's always a time where you do give a damn. And let's just say it's like walking down, that's my dog. Let's just say it's like walking down the street, and then I kind of realized, hang on a second, that's not freedom, because you are, even if you kind of in general decided that you don't give a damn people think and you're happy to wear, do, act the way you like, obviously, as long as you're not, acting unsociably, and then you're still walking down the street thinking like, oh, I'm wearing this, I hope people don't think it's this or whatever, that is still giving a damn. And that's not freedom. So then I decided I was going to mentally practice, and then when I thought about it, actually, I did kind of let go for a second and actually kind of felt the change, the shift a little bit. So if you can just maybe practice, literally not giving a damn what anybody around you thinks while you're even walking down the street, you will kind of feel a bit of a shift. But I mean, this is like when it comes to your career, when it comes to you creating a business, when it comes to you creating anything and everything, going online, doing YouTube videos, doing podcasts. So many people are held back because they're afraid of, if I don't have, enough subscribers, people are going to think that I'm just, not good at it, or I'm going to be too embarrassed or whatever. My dog decided to wake up and now is jumping on top of me. So if you hear any noises, that's what it is. His name is Ralph. Oh no, he's starting to bite me now. Stop it. He's 5 months. He's a little puppy. But yeah. Anyway, so you don't want to allow yourself to be sucked down that rabbit hole of giving a shit what people think, because at the end of the day, whatever you are doing and whatever you want to do, you are doing it because you have the skills and the ability to do it and the passion to do it. And therefore as well, because of that, you're going to be helping other people, because you're going to be inspiring other people, or you're going to be educating other people, or you're going to be entertaining other people. So that's what you want. So if you want to start a YouTube channel and you're afraid that, I'm so embarrassed if I only got 500 subscribers in a year, to hell with that. Who cares? If you're still enjoying it and you still want to do it and you want to build it, keep going with it and don't listen to what people have to say about it, unless they're going to give you advice of how to actually grow it. But if they're saying to you, oh yeah, you should stop, you're not going to get any more, don't listen to that. So then the next one is you don't have to be the best, which is so true as well. I think everyone kind of strives in competition with other people in their industry to be the best, or think they have to be the best. You don't have to be the best at everything. I mean, you do have to. I mean, it is good to kind of strive and have the mindset of like being the best. But then, if it takes putting yourself under pressure, and it takes, you know, depleting yourself of energy, then you don't need to be the best. All you need to be is you, and you need to literally just make sure that you are doing what you want to be doing and that you're fulfilling your desire by whatever means, shape, or form. Because by you doing that, other people are going to see that, and they're going to see you and whatever it is that you are giving, whether it's a product or a service, such as, you know, you could be offering advice, or you could be educating, or maybe you've got a product or whatever that might be. It could be your music. It could be an online business that you're offering a service with, or whatever. You're helping people with that, you know, either way, no matter what it is, whether it's a product or a service, you are helping people. So even if you're starting out and, you know, you're just beginning, people are going to be like, oh my God, I really want to start. They started. Oh my God, how do they do that? You know, I mean, no one needs to be the best. You can strive to be the best eventually, but, you know, there is so many different people out there in a multitude of industries, and you do not need to be where they're at, because they have maybe taken like, you know, 10, 15, 20 years to get where they are. And if you're at the beginning, don't put yourself under pressure. And then the next one is you don't need to allow pressure to push you around. So that's, again, something we all start to feel pressure because, again, as I was saying earlier on, like maybe it's a task that we haven't finished, or something else we haven't done, or whatever it is, this, that, the other. And then you feel pressure, you know, or you could be getting to your midlife or quarter life crisis and then feel like that, oh, nothing's on track. I don't have as much money as I wanted to. I'm not living in the same place I wanted to. Don't have the type of house I wanted to, or don't have like the family that I wanted to, or whatever. In that case, get down. Sorry. In that case, you know, you just feel the pressure to, you know, and it's frustration. It's frustration and pressure. But if you allow yourself to, you know, be pushed around by pressure, you're going to be walking around, you know, just like a ticking time bomb, because you're just going, I mean, it's only going to take one or two other things for you to just kind of feel, oh my God, I just, you know, my head is going to implode. So don't allow pressure to push you around. If you're feeling pressure, just decompress and think to yourself, why am I feeling this pressure? What is out of sync? What is out of alignment right now? What is it that I'm feeling pressure about? And then just kind of, you know, ask yourself those questions. Figure out like where the core word's coming from. And then just go, okay, well, is it I'm feeling pressure because I haven't got this done. Okay, do I still want to do this? Yes. Okay. What do I need to do to get there to do that, and under what time frame? Just think about it to yourself, and, you know, allow yourself to reveal the path and the vision that you have in order to achieve whatever goal or milestone it might be that is giving you pressure. And just, you know, you tell the pressure what to do and where to go, and don't let it push you around. So the next one then is look after yourself. A lot of people don't tend to look after themselves, you know, to the best of our, you know, I suppose, education. We all know we need to go to the gym. We all know we need to diet. We all know we need to do this, that, and the other. So just look after yourself as best you can. You know, don't kind of put things off, you know, do things when they're supposed to be done. You know, give yourself that downtime, give yourself that decompression, give yourself that self-respect, give yourself, you know, time to literally, you know, just figure things out and, you know, be healthy, you know, to just allow your body to relax, allow your mind to relax, you know, meditate, maybe even just 10 minutes a day if you can. That's amazing. I mean, you don't have to put yourself under pressure to meditate where you have to get rid of the thoughts out of your mind. No, you don't. Just sitting there with your eyes closed, allowing your thoughts to come to you, that is giving your body an immense amount of rest. You don't need to be focusing on daffodils and daisies and whatever else. You need to just make sure that you are focusing on just relaxing, just keeping, you don't even have to focus on that. Focus on nothing. If you're trying to meditate, just like literally close your eyes and you will immediately feel your body change. You'll immediately feel it's relaxing a bit more, because you're processing like billions of pieces of information at any 1 second. Whether you're sitting still in a room or whether you're out and about in the street, you're bombarded with, advertisement, this, that, the other. Even if you're sitting in a room, it's like your brain is switched on all the time to kind of cop, to keep yourself safe, basically, to kind of cop colors, kind of cop what it is you need to do, what's this, what's that. So your brain is processing all the time. And the moment you close your eyes, not to go to sleep, but just to meditate, that is immediately your body relaxing. And that is even just doing that like 5 to 10 minutes every single day will actually give you more energy in the long run. So again, taking time off is another one as well, because we all need time off. At the end of the day, if you're establishing something, if you're trying to build something and you're looking to have success with whatever it is that you're growing, then, pushing forward is the number one thing, but, really taking that time off as well, and I mean, taking it off 100%, as in, no phones, no laptop, all of that. Even if it's just for a week or even a weekend, just going somewhere, whether it's retreat, whether it's to the beach or, going on a holiday for a week, just literally switching off, because what will happen is, you're going to then get ideas coming to you. You're going to get what you need to do. You're going to be able to then figure out the next step that you do have to take, but if you keep, looking for it, you're grasping at straws. So taking time off is essential for growth of your mind, body, spirit, and business. Then don't worry about aesthetic too much as well. So when it comes to business, particularly online business, aesthetic, I mean, people feel like, oh, I can't go on YouTube because I don't look great, or, oh, I don't want to do a live because I just don't feel like I look that good. Whatever, who cares? The main thing is that you're providing some good, solid information that is going to help people, inspire people, educate people, or entertain people. And, once you're doing that, people will pick it up. They'll pick up what you're putting down if it's of quality. And also as well, the main key, of course, is consistency. But I mean, it's hard to have consistency, but this is where the self-respect and discipline come into it too. But also at the same time, even though we do all need consistency, you do need to give yourself a break. If you're not feeling it, if you want to create a bunch of videos and you're really on top of it for a few weeks or whatever, and then suddenly you're just not feeling it, then it's a reason. You need to just, recalibrate. So just take a step back and go, oh, okay, I don't really feel like it this week. Then don't do it, So, I mean, as much as consistency is great, I mean, that's generally, I think people that are consistent are generally people that have a team of people working with them. So all of these online businesses, you've got one person that's the front, and then there's a team behind them. I mean, these are the bigger people that have, a good solid following. And so they've got people that are sending out emails. They got people that are putting up posts. They got people that are doing all sorts of things. They're re-editing old podcasts, to put out new podcasts if they're running short of content, or, they're doing whatever. So it looks like these people have a bunch of consistency, and you're going, oh my God, this is what you need to do to grow, which it is, but it isn't always that hard, that easy to be consistent. It is quite hard, but, bear in mind that if you can maybe batch some of your stuff, batch maybe some podcasts, or maybe batch some of your videos or whatever, and put them out, then, schedule them to go out, then that's a lot easier. And then you can kind of give yourself time. But if you're kind of doing it week by week, and then you're feeling that you don't want to do it for a couple of weeks, that's totally fine. Don't do it for a couple of weeks. But then at least when you do come back to it, make sure that you do provide quality. That's the main thing, really, because there are people that I see out there that, do not have consistency, but yet what they do have is they do provide really good quality content. So then I'm kind of going, oh my God, I can't wait for the next podcast, or I can't wait for the next YouTube video or whatever. And it's mightn't be this time next week. It could be, it might be a month, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so looking forward to the next podcast or whatever. But it's because they're either really entertaining me, or I find they're stuff really inspiring or educational. And providing equality. So it doesn't really matter if they're consistent or not. But at the same time too, you just need to make sure that it's either going to be one or the other. But consistency does grow a lot more once you're out there, all the time. The next thing I'm going to chat about then is taking inspired action. So making sure that as soon as you get something to you that comes to you, an idea or a thought, make sure you write it down, open up your notes in your phone and just write it down, come back to it, and then take inspired action. Even if it's immediate or if it's going to be, in the future, get an idea or whatever, just go, okay, I'm going to do that. Or even if you're, sitting at your office desk and you just kind of feel inspired to just do something that you weren't going to do initially, or something that you're going to do different to what you normally do, go with it. Just take inspired action, because you just don't know what the next thing is going to be or where it will lead to. And again, the next thing actually is don't be afraid to level up. So this is going back to basically nearly everything I've been saying, even going back to, the frustration, the pressure, going back to the discipline, going back to the self-respect, going back to the people that you hang out with, going back to taking time off and allowing yourself to decompress and seeking advice and all of this. All of those things all lead to you leveling up. And a lot of people feel afraid to level up because you do feel different. When you're feeling anxious, I think that is really... it's a new level breaking through. And if you kind of go back to the old ways, back to your comfort zone, then what's going to happen is that's where you're going to continually stay until you kind of feel you need to level up and break through that anxiety and do the thing that you're going to do anyway. That's making you feel anxious rather than backing away from it. Then, that is breaking through the glass wall, and that is going to the next level. And that's what you need to keep doing. You need to keep up leveling all the time. So all of these things are going to make you stronger and stronger and stronger and more aligned and more inclined to up level by saying no, by having that discipline, by being healthy. These are all the things that are going to push you to the next level. And it's not actually the last one. The next one is take risks. Taking risks is something that everybody needs to do. I mean, it's a good thing. It depends, of course, what the risk is. But, taking a risk, literally, you can go either way. But no matter what, even if it doesn't work out to the way you wanted it to, it will be a lesson. It will still be a life lesson or a learning lesson at the end of the day. So, say if whatever way you swing the pendulum, and if the pendulum goes the opposite way, it doesn't matter. It's a life lesson or it's a learning lesson. It's a lesson learned, pretty much. So taking risks, it's a win-win because you either win or you learn. So taking risks is always important. Being bold, and I mean being bold as in not giving a damn what people think. Being bold as in, being who you want to be, being as out there as you wish to be. Basically if you're trying to go get on social media and you're trying to be this, that, and the other on social media, when you start getting haters, that means you're doing something. That means, you're pushing buttons or you're striking opinions or something is happening. Because when people start giving you negativity and start hating on you, you're doing something right. So don't ever worry about that. So be bold and continue and break through with it. Just keep going. Being bold is in saying, statements that you feel are you feel strongly about. Just being someone that is unintentionally controversial, because you don't obviously want to be intentionally controversial, because that's kind of people can see through that. It's very transparent. But what you do want to be is you want to maybe be controversial because you have a strong belief in something. You want your mission statement to be bold. You want to really make a change in the world. So you want to be bold for the positive, not the negative. You want to be bold for the positive because you want to make a change. And the way to make a change is to do this. And that's going against the status quo. So go against the status quo by being bold, taking action, having a bold statement, and being unapologetic about it. So being bold is something that is just magical. And The third from the last is being healthy, which I kind of mentioned already, I think, actually. So being really, really healthy with yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit, being into spirituality, doing some meditation, having a relatively healthy diet by eating organic veg and cutting back on meat and dairy products, and getting some exercise, all those beautiful things, and getting out in nature as much as you can. And be yourself. Second last, be yourself. That is the one thing that authenticity is something that is just, you have to, I don't understand when people aren't themselves, because if you're not being yourself, you're just doing yourself a complete disservice. Don't try and copy other people online. Don't try and do this, that, the other. Just completely be yourself. Do what you want to do. Be bold. Take risks. Take inspired action, and you will get to the places that you want to get to. And last but not least is design your own world. So by doing all the things that I mentioned, you can literally design your own world, because at the end of the day, we all live on this planet, and every single thing, not too sure where you are when it comes to quantum physics or metaphysics or, whatever. But, if you're listening to this podcast, we all live in, everything's energy around us. Everything's energy slowly condensed down to a slow vibration rather. So everything is energy condensed down to slow vibration. So this table, this cup, this laptop, myself, everything is energy at the end of the day. So you can literally be, do, and have whatever you want in life. You can design your own world, but you need to have the steps that I just mentioned in place in order to be able to do that, because you can't design your own world if you're giving a shit what people think. You can't design your own world if you're going to be unhealthy. You can't design your own world if you're going to be, taking time, if you're not going to be taking time for yourself, and, if you're not going to be seeking advice, and you're going to allow frustration to take control of you, and you're not going to let yourself decompress. You can't. But allow yourself to do all those things, and you are designing your own world. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. And if you got anything from it, I would love you to share it if you think it might help other people. So please share it. You can tag me at Antonia K. Moore on Instagram, on Facebook too, and wherever else. And I really hope as well, that you maybe feel free to reach out. And if you have any questions or you want me to talk about anything else, feel free to shoot me across a DM. So on that note, take it easy. Ciao for now. And I'm so looking forward to, I really hope you got inspiration from this. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you guys if you have any takeaways from this, or any sort of inspirational moments or anything that came of this. I'd love to hear. So take care. Bye for now.